Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the podcast, the Courtesy Violation Podcast. Today we're going to be talking the Kansas City wide open results. Kristin finally gets her own signature bag with the Lat 64. Woot woot. Parks and Rec dropping the ball on course maintenance and design, and more. Mostly that, but some more stuff.
Hell yeah.
WrestleMania.
What up?
What?
I love that. I love how that's used in music nowadays.
I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Mhm.
Easter weekend, WrestleMania weekend,
A lot happened.
Kansas City gaped open weekend.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of shit this weekend.
Earth Day today.
Earth Day today. Yeah.
What did you guys do for Earth Day?
Podcast.
Work.
I
Work.
picked a bug up and put it safely into the road.
You put it where you thought it was going anyway?
Yeah. You know, I saw probably like 4 or 5 dead squirrels on the way home. And I kind of felt bad.
Yeah.
They
Not
do.
on Earth Day?
Yeah.
On Earth Day.
Really, God? Not on Earth Day.
Come on, dude. Right after your zombie day, you
Yeah,
wouldn't do this?
you can't do
It's
that.
all right. 3 days from now, they'll be back.
No shit. Rolls over the stone.
Speaking of Easter, Trevor brought candy in today.
Yeah.
And he said it was his favorite Easter candy because we all know Easter candy at Easter is one of the best candy holidays, right? What were they, Trevor?
It was Cadbury chocolate eggs. So it's got a candy shell and it's just Cadbury chocolate in the middle, but it's different, man. They're so good.
Does
They're
it
the
have
best holiday candy.
What's your favorite Easter candy, Josh?
Is that the eggs with the white stuff in the middle?
No, that's Cadbury eggs.
Those are
Yes.
Cadbury, same brand, right? But these are just like milk chocolate in the center.
Like a big M&M, kind of.
Yeah, it's basically a giant M&M, but the chocolate's better than Hershey's.
Cadbury chocolate is money.
I lick all the stuff out of the Cadbury egg. It's kind of salty, but then I put pimento cheese in there. It's gonna eat it.
Why do we bring pimento cheese up in this?
That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
What's your favorite Easter candy, Josh?
Reese eggs.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
What's your
sitting-
favorite Halloween candy? Reese's fucking Gats or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta go with Peeps.
Gross.
Oh,
Fucking gross.
wow.
No, Peeps are
You really
shit.
fuck with Peeps?
Yeah, you don't fuck with Peeps?
Uh-uh.
Come on.
No one does.
No, I don't fuck with Peeps. You know what I do like? Easter Whoppers. Because I'm a Whopper guy.
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
Whoppers are good.
Yeah, I love malted chocolate balls or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you're
Yeah.
called. Whoppers.
I just see you with the cart and just
Oh, for sure. Like normally on cheat Sundays, dude, I have a this is embarrassing kind of, but like I have a movie theater box. You know the boxes you can buy at the movie theater.
yeah.
I get a thing of those at Whoppers and crush them for breakfast on Sundays.
At least mix them with some eggs.
No,
Come
dude,
on.
that's what I get. That's my breakfast.
That is
on
why that's
Sundays.
one of your cheat meals
It
is
is.
Whoppers.
Whoppers. Yeah.
No, not like Whoppers from McDonald's, like fucking, or what is it, Burger King?
It is funnier imagining me with like one of those half-gallon cartons.
Just-
of
yeah,
Whoppers
just
just
going
crushing
for
it.
That just reminds me of childhood. What's the other candy? Is Milk Duds? Is that the caramel?
Oh,
Yes.
those are great.
Those will break your fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an irrational fear of that. I actually have dreams of that. You ever have dreams where like your teeth are falling out and shit?
Yeah.
It means something.
It means you're
Gay. What's it mean?
Well, yes, but no, it means that you're worried about your health, or you're not doing what you can
Yeah.
to be healthy.
I believe it. But I have dreams of where I'm eating like hard candy, and whenever like it's between my teeth and I pull up, it pulls my fucking teeth out with the candy. So I have like an irrational fear when I'm eating those that's gonna happen.
I've for sure pulled fillings out with like sticky shit.
Yeah,
before.
yeah, it's possible.
Milk Duds are fucking sticky too.
Yeah, they are.
It's that sticky icky.
Y'all fuck with Raisinets?
Yeah,
I fuck with Raisinets
I like
hard.
Raisinets.
Yeah. I fuck with eating candy. It comes in a fucking little square box.
Yeah. They sell it at the movie theater. I'm eating it.
Dude, Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, hot tamales
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with hot tamales.
now and later.
I don't fuck with them either.
What about
I bet you. Hang on. I know what he fucks with, dude. A Werther's.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Right now, bro. You want one?
Yeah, can you hand me one?
Yeah.
Have you ever fucked with the coffee flavored Werther's?
Yep.
You can't go wrong with
Yeah,
that.
those are good. What
Those are
about
good.
Reasons? I
don't
think
know
it's
what that
just
is.
caramel and chocolate.
It is.
I don't
It's
think I've ever had
it's a larger milk dud.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I guess it kind of is. Yeah.
rips two fillings out.
If you want to rip 2 molars out. All right. Let's go ahead and get down to
Candy
it.
talks over.
Candy talks over, boys. Let's get down to business. Kansas City wide open.
Yes.
The first time they did it for the Pro Tour, thoughts?
Love the course.
Love the course.
Bad
Rock Creek. What was it?
Bad Rock.
Bad Babcock.
No, I think you're right. Bad Rock.
I love the course though.
It's sick.
There were so many holes where you had to shoot through an initial super tight tunnel landing area.
And then finish into another wooded area.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Yeah, it was fun. I hope it stays on the Pro Tour.
Somebody mentioned that they didn't think it would be an every year thing, and that kind of sucks. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Like it was probably one of the the weather or whatnot, but like that first round was fun to watch. First and second.
Yeah. What about? Let's real quick. Let's talk match play. Did you guys watch match play?
I did.
I watched it. I was rooting for Paul, man. That was a tight race.
Yeah,
close race, all the way up until the end. Yeah, I was rooting for Paul on that. Dickerson versus Humphreys. They're about stupid for choosing that. Which Dickerson didn't play his best, but it's
Well, I mean, but you never know, right? Like, who would have ever thought that Gannon and AB would have been the way it was? Like Gannon smoked him.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even close.
Yeah, and then he turned around and shot 14 under the first round. So I think he was just on this weekend.
I think he really likes the course.
I think he does. Gannon really likes it, evidently. I keep seeing players like in their post-round posts about how their tournament went. Everyone says they like the course.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any negativity about it.
It was fun to watch, dude.
Do you think Gannon took the knee brace off and his mom handed him a sucker and that was like, go get him, kiddo?
I guess so. The knees healed up, evidently.
I got news about Gannon, but I'll wait till we get to the MPO.
Okay.
Shit.
We'll do FPO first. Holyn Handley. Look, after the first round, which we'll just go ahead and cover, she shot a course record her first round at 8 under, is 1028 rated.
Solid.
Very solid. She averaged a 1018 event.
Solid.
Very solid. So with that being said, and that's 2 rounds, right? Not the last. No, 3 rounds. I'm sorry. FPO played 3 rounds. It made me think, and you can't prove it one way or the other, but it did make me think that, man, if Kristin were here, she'd probably still win. Of course, if Kristin were there on her heels, maybe things would have been a little bit different. Maybe her mental fortitude wouldn't have been the same. I don't know if Kristin has that effect on her, but historically not the best at finishes, but this year she's crushing it. As a matter of fact, she has maintained a 1,002 average at DGPT events so far this season.
Yeah. A little cool fact here. Over 10 FPO rounds rated over 1,000.
Yeah.
This weekend, I counted to 10 and then I stopped. And I was like, "Fuck it, 10, 11, 12. What? This is over 10."
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really good.
It really is. And Sylvan Kristin wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I mean, there you go. One of them including Hannah Wynn.
Yeah. The final round.
Your fellow team member.
Let's go.
There you go. But yeah, she ended up winning by 2 strokes with Cadence Burge on her heels. That was, dude, she's popping off this season.
Yeah.
Do you know that she missed her prom to be able to play this event?
Really?
Worth it.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Worth it. I mean, she averaged 1,014 golf after 3 rounds. Dude, FPO is fucking lit right now.
Yeah, it's fun.
Absolutely.
Candace, what's 1,000 what?
1,015, is that what I said?
I think so.
14. 1,014 event.
That's good. I thought about this when I was in the shower.
Okay.
No, guys. Come on. she's on a hot streak right now. Everybody's talking about her. She's going on fucking staggered stance. Everybody's talking about Cadence Burge. Dismania, listen to me. Don't blow this.
Yeah.
You got a chance to pump this girl up. Everybody's talking about her. Don't pull a West Side with sign on to bullshit and just let her fucking go and take 6 months off or whatever. Like, make sure she's playing every tournament. Give her what she needs to get to all these tournaments coming up.
I agree with that.
I agree
Matter of
with
fact, Discmania had a pretty good showing this weekend with, Gannon Buhr winning, Ella Hansen and Cadence Burge. Ella Hansen got third place.
Yeah.
So it was fun. FPO was fun to watch. Like I said, I really enjoyed the course. I had something else to mention about Holyn. Top 3 in FPO averaged over 1,000 rating for event. Oh, yeah. The top 3 in FPO averaged over 1,000 rating. That goes without saying. It doesn't matter. You already said that there's 10 plus players in FPO.
Yeah, I think I got the 10 and I quit.
So, yeah.
For the weekend.
Now, are we seeing, is Holyn Handley going to win more this year? Because she's already taken down, Open at Austin? Is that what she won last? Or was that?
Yeah.
It was. She got the cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now this.
But is it a thing of if KT's out of town? Is, like you said, though, is the mental fortitude?
Because she was making mistakes in that battle with KT at Open at Austin.
First off, let me correct myself and say there was not 10 players with 1,000 rated rounds. There was 10 rounds. Some of those players had multiple 1,000 rated rounds. Okay, now let me correct y'all. It's not KT. It's KL.
KL.
Fuck, dude.
So, anyways, KT.
In my head, I don't want her to be married. It's Kristin Tattar.
So is it Latt or Latt again? I heard somebody change it back.
Maybe it's, I don't know. I've heard other people still say Latt and Latt. I think it should be whatever we want it to be.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we kind of do that with everyone else. Anyway, Fatchkiss? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Old Flat Bill Fatchkiss.
Flat Bill Fatchkiss. Moving on to MPO, of course, Gannon shoots the hot, what was it?
14
down first round.
1095.
1095. Yeah, so just, dude, being 6 strokes. He was 6 strokes ahead of second place going into the second round, and then I think 7 strokes ahead of second place going into the final 9 holes.
Yeah.
Which, real quick, just give him his flowers. First Elite Series win of the year, of course. Averaged the highest event rating in Kansas City Wide Open history at 1080. That's 2 rounds, mind you.
Yeah.
Previously held by Paul in 2019 at 1064.
So 16 points.
Yeah.
Now,
once again, now 2 rounds.
There's 2 rounds, yeah.
But Jesus Christ, man, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
I think so.
Look how serious that picture is right there, though.
Yeah, he does that.
It's like when. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the poor boy. I don't know the final 9. I don't know if he wasn't playing to what you would say his best of ability. It turns out he is sick as fuck. Like he has the flu.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was 3 over through the first 3 holes, and I was like, I don't think anything's gonna happen in the next 6 holes because he still had like a 3-stroke lead or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit. This is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I started thinking, like, is he playing safe and it's fucking with him? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know how if you go in with a different mentality or whatever, it can just screw up your whole game plan. That's what I was thinking until today. And I read somewhere that like he's sick, like still, like he's got a temperature over 100, like
oh shit,
like he's got the flu or something.
That what first thing that came to my mind is I think it was last season sometime he mentioned that anytime there's moisture on his hands, it fucks his game up. He's like, I have to have dry, which makes sense when you see how much chalk he uses. So I was like, oh man, I think this moisture is getting to him because it was a wet. Well, it was just the beginning of the round was pretty wet, but the ground was wet. Whatever, his frisbees were wet. The wetness was in the air. So that's the first thing I thought of. But turns out he's just sick.
I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Whoa! Don't.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna mistake you for Phil Collins, and then we're all in trouble.
Oh yeah. I will say this. I'll give him some more flowers. That first round, watching the first round, watching Gannon, it was one of the better rounds that I've ever watched of disc golf. Like it was like he could not fucking do wrong.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like whenever you watch, like whenever him and Ricky were battling out at Nevin, like that round
Yeah.
we've talked about. And this, of course, this course isn't nowhere near as hard as Nevin, but like just watching him, like everything he did was damn near perfect. Like it was so fun to watch. It was crazy.
Absolutely. If
watching.
he found himself short, he made the putt.
Yeah.
That's what, like I said, it felt like he's picking up where he left off last season. Whereas, you know, the first few tournaments this year haven't been the best for him. And now, like, I'm thinking he's probably back in Gannon form.
Yeah.
And people are going to be in trouble. Makes it hard for a person like Paul Macbeth or Ricky Wysocki to do anything.
Yeah.
Because Ricky averaged 1060.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And still finished 4 strokes behind Gannon.
That's nuts. Look at that. That's first round. That's bananas.
Yeah. What did you think about that second round where he went for the eagle run on 18? That was sick.
Yeah.
I love hole 18.
He seen Ricky do it and was like, I can do it too.
Dude, that's what I'm thinking, because I figured he's probably just getting the simple birdie. But then, like, he saw him do it. He's like, all right, motherfuckers, watch this.
I will say this about Ricky. I'd kind of like that second round. He was like off. Like at the first of the round, man, he was like missing shit you don't see Ricky do very often. And I was like, damn, man, is Ricky out of it? And then he finishes with 2 eagles and puts himself right back in it. And I was like, damn, that was strong.
Yeah, I think he shot a 9 under that second round.
He got
lost. 9 under along with Paul and Gannon. Gannon, Paul, and Rick all finished 9 under. Yeah, that second round. So solid in itself. The last round being cut short, can't do anything about it aside from a different structure. But like that was kind of, I don't know, lackluster for me to watch.
Well, with
because
a 7
he had
stroke lead, yeah,
exactly
9 holes. I mean, he's not.
I was just like,
that, yeah.
All right,
No.
and like it was the biggest edge ever, you know, because I want to watch disc golf and only get to watch half of the disc golf. So I think the round being cut in half was a bummer. Like I was bummed out going into it. Once I found out that they were only going to play 9 holes, I was like, whatever, kind of, you know?
Yeah. Do you think there's any kind of, either one of y'all think that there's a way that they could make it better where they wouldn't have to shorten these rounds, like make a cut or, you know, it's been all over the internet. There's people suggesting like maybe the FPO should play a totally different course, and that way they don't have to wait for the FPO to finish.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I mean, if FPO plays a different course, that means you're going to have 2 teams of like the people that record, right? 2 camera teams, and I don't know if that's even affordable. And then if the MPO and FPO is overlapping, nobody's going to watch the FPO,
right?
You know what I mean? So, good point. If you did split them on 2 different courses and make a huge cut after the second round, is you could have more people in the tournament, which would make the purses bigger.
Sure.
I mean, you could almost double. Sense. You could almost double if you could get that many people to sign up. I don't know if you could or not, but I mean, you could enlarge the purses.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I don't know. I don't think it's a necessity to like split them on 2 completely different courses. I mean, how many towns have 2 professional? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That are that style of up to par with the like courses that they have right now. You ain't gonna find 2 near each other.
You can go to Nashville and find 2 mill ridges that happen to be close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, maybe the courses or the tournaments where they do play 2 separate courses, maybe they could do that. Run FPO on one and then flip them from day to day. You know what I mean? And I think they do that on I can't even remember which one it is. Maybe it's a Ledgestone. Do they run different courses? Yeah, because Ledgestone has 3 courses. The women actually have their own course there.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was a bummer. But what are you going to do? I mean, even still, like if there's if lightning strikes at 4:30, it's going to fuck everything up anyways. You might have to cut it short regardless, right?
Yeah. Did y'all see the reel of Heimberg and all them underneath the tent? And Seth Munzie is he like comes out of the trailer and starts going to his car, and they're like, "No, don't do it, dude. Don't do it," because they're getting ready to tee off, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna blow the horn, no!" And then he blows the horn. They're like, "No."
I didn't know. I learned yesterday after all that Abigail Wilson stuff came out that Seth Munzie was the tour head of security.
Yeah, I can't remember who I talked to in Nashville when he was telling me he's the one that does all like the radar, like the weather, and of course we just talked about it. But like, also he's like an EMT, was in the military.
Wow,
fucking, he's got like a big background of why he's actually
he's the DGPT Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
and he still does disc golf. Like he still helps people with their injuries and shit too.
Yeah. When I first read Abigail's thing where she was conversing back and forth with Seth and Jeff Spring, it was I call her Abigail, so Abby, whatever. She mentioned something about, or they mentioned something about Indian clubs, and I was like, "What's an Indian club?" I Google it, and it's literally like juggling clubs, but people use them for like working out, conditioning, and I'm like, dude, in my head, initially I was like, they were going to get her those like for protection. So she was like armed with 2 of them.
Just carried them around.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? So I found out also yesterday what an Indian club was. And then, using context, seeing that it's from Seth Munzie, the disc golf strong guy, I was like, okay, well, it makes sense. But he's also the fucking head of security.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until today.
Well, the more you know, buddy.
He's over a bunch of shit.
He does a lot. We want to talk. Let's talk about our sponsors for a second before we move on.
Let's do our sponsors.
Let's talk a little bit about Wrestle Disc Golf, guys. It's your one-stop shop for quality used discs, from high-end collectibles to budget-friendly throwers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a good friend of ours.
He's a very good friend.
He does a lot for the local disc golf community.
I love budget-friendly throwers.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a budget-friendly thrower? High-end collectibles is one thing, but you don't have as many disc golfers purchasing high-end collectibles. Most people throw budget-friendly throwers.
Yeah.
Are these budget-friendly throwers that you're showing
all
us?
of them are, for sure.
DGA? Yeah, definitely budget-friendly. That's for sure.
You know what I like even more than a budget-friendly thrower?
What's that?
Budget-friendly blower.
Yeah. He doesn't have any of those. No budget-friendly blowers here.
Look, under clearance.
Under clearance.
Under clearance.
Yeah.
So check it out. What is this? Clearance 50% off, guys. That's you can't get more budget friendly than that.
There's some good shit in there too. A lot of dynamic in this budget friendly throwers. I noticed when I was looking at the clearance the other day.
I thought this said poke salad.
Hey, just jump real fast. Search real fast range and see if he has any of those soft protons left, because I might need to grab me another one. I love it.
Oh,
Lone Star, you're out of luck.
No, you put Ranger.
No, I didn't. I know how to
pulling any ranges up.
Nope.
Oh no.
Okay, guys. So forget that he doesn't have any ranges currently.
He's got tons of Rangers,
but he's got plenty of Lone Star plastic and some Disconeer run makers right there.
Oh, damn it!
No ranges right now, but he has everything else, guys. Trust us.
Dang it! Every time I get him and look something up, it's already sold out.
Yeah, we gotta quit doing that live. Cut this out.
Here you go. What is this, Trevor?
Axiom Oh my God, this is an Axiom Proxy Particle Glow Soft Silva Saarinen 2024 Team Series disc.
It's beautiful, is what it is.
It's a mouthful. It is a good disc. I actually bagged the Soft Particle Proxy.
He sold out. It doesn't matter.
You could too if you use code CVP10 at checkout. You're going to get 10% off.
Ooh.
What's this?
That's sexy.
Pyro, dude. That's that
Prism
Ripper
Soft
Studios stamp.
Oh yeah, the Champs Cup.
Proton Soft Pyro.
Nasty. Go support those guys. You're good. Yeah, go support Russell and support Ripper Studios while you're at it by buying that disc.
Mm-hmm.
If you use code CVP10, you're going to get 10% off your purchase. And if you spend over $50, you can pair it with code SHIP50 and get free shipping.
Free shipping.
You'd be a real tool not to do that.
Yeah.
Moving on, Heiser Creep,
Heiser Creep.
our longest standing affiliate.
Look at that.
As you can see, I'm wearing this Heiser Creep stick. It's almost like, you guys remember the animated movie Heavy Metal from the early 80s? Kind of puts me in mind of that. You can't find this on their website because you didn't do the pre-order. You got to do the pre-order for some of these drops. So if you're not subscribed to these guys, or I don't know, if you're not following them on social media, you should do that so they can point you in the right direction. But check out their inventory here.
Oh, a little birdie told me that the Hellraiser one will be available on the website.
Okay.
Soon.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm liking it. If you guys go there and buy more shit from them,
Bound in Chains.
Probably will. Bound in Chains. Right there, you got the Bascomet, probably their biggest seller. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass.
That's actually Krampus.
Yeah, it's Krampus.
Well, the screen's really little.
Well, make it bigger.
Okay. The Heiser. I really want one of these Heiser Creep hoodies. I actually don't own one. There's the Bascomet.
You would look okay in that.
Yeah, I think I'd look okay in that. Okay.
Yeah.
I would look fucking badass in that. It says Heiser Creep.
Yeah, it's very satanic.
It's very satanic. If you're into the occult, if you just want to piss off your conservative parents, and then when they're like, why are you wearing devil shirts? You're like, no, it's disc golf, I swear.
Look, there's a basket.
Arguing yourself out of that. Go support those guys, though. They got some really cool stuff. CV Pod. Use code CV Pod for 15% off.
Yes.
There you go. Easy peasy.
My turn. Squeezy. The clip. We all know what it is. It's a training tool. It's a warm-up tool. And we all need to train and warm up.
Yeah.
If you're not training and you're not warming up, what the hell are you doing? And you're not getting better at disc golf.
Yeah.
So why even play? This isn't supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take this shit dead serious and make yourself miserable when you don't play well.
Yeah.
But one way to not be miserable is to grab one of these clips. Got one right here on this disc. I'll show you. Let me show you real fast. Just pop it on your disc. You lock that bitch in. You can warm up with it. You can train your wrist, train for your spin putts, or you get a little more spin on your putts. Do some warm up swings, warm up. I mean, it's all you need for warming up and training. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't actually own one currently, but I've been using the hell out of yours whenever we're about to play around together. You'll use it, pass it to me. It's actually kind of a fun little game.
Yeah.
And we warm up with each other, and it's rather nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't warm up, when you get my age, you have to, right? And if you don't do it when you're younger, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You guys do warm up a lot, and I just sit in the chair and watch you guys.
It's true.
But you need to start warming up too.
Funny side note: I was playing Tennessee State's last season. Last season, last year, and we stayed at the Airbnb, of course. And one of my friends, I was sitting outside putting before my round, and he was just sitting there smoking a cigarette. Mike, shout out Big Mike. Maybe he wasn't smoking a cigarette, but in my head he was. And I was like,
he doesn't smoke
cigarettes. It was not a cigarette.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it either.
We'll call it a cigarette. And I was like, you're not going to warm up any putts or anything? He's like, I don't warm up. And then I was stretching. I was like, do you not even stretch? He's like, nah, I don't do any of that. I'm like, all right, man. So that's his game. But you play your game, I'll play mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chalk pocket bags, man. They're
I think they're
very innovative chalk bag. You can see right here, he's got some pictures. What you do, you stick your fingers in the pocket.
He's got a picture of his hand in the pocket.
That's definitely Hans's hand too.
Dude. Oh, it's awesome.
I actually like that chalk pocket, that green one, but if you drop it, you're fucked.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, you don't get chalk everywhere. It keeps the chalk concentrated to where your fingers are. So it ain't blowing all over the place. You ain't getting all over your cool Hydro Creep shirts.
You're only applying it to the Russell disc golf disc that you purchased.
Yeah. And I honestly, it's another thing that's the chalk bag I use now. Is the chalk pocket.
Yeah,
I should call her.
Put all 4 fingers in, dude. Yeah. That's fucking brutal.
I'll tell you that story another day.
The declip can fit all 4 of your fat, grubby fingers in it.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh,
He's got them in every one of them.
Whoa! Come on, does every
Dude,
designing
these-
have his hand in the
Dude,
chalk pocket?
These chalk pockets are sluts. I mean, they let him
Really
stick
are.
his whole hand in every one of them.
Let me show you how I use it. Let me show you how I wear it out.
she ain't gonna walk her out for a week.
Dog.
Yeah. Buy the clip chalk pocket now, and it'll come
Oh.
pre-fingered by the guy who made it, Hans.
Ew, this one.
Wow, there's another. I mean, he just, and it's not one of those things like stock photos where it's like a guy and the t-shirt changes, but it's the same pose. So you know, no,
his hands in every one
he
of
stuck
them.
his hands in every single chalk. He filled
He
it.
has to test them, dude.
Sure.
You put this one on when you're going hunting.
Yeah. Right before you squeeze the trigger, before you kill that 10 point.
That is
Yeah.
another thing that you don't realize. If it is cold outside, you can stick your hand in your chalk pocket and
It'll
keep
keep
your
it
4
warm.
fingers warm.
I just light bulb. Go ahead.
If you're cold, they're cold. Put 'em in
It's
there.
true. Yeah.
That's true.
Let them inside. Put the chalk pockets inside. Light bulb though, hand warmer in the chalk pocket.
Oh
That's
my
smart.
god!
So it serves dual purpose.
Yeah, that's
They call that a fifi.
In jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, go over to the clip and buy either a chalk pocket. You can get a rack. He's got racks as
Got
well.
some great racks. The more you spend, the more you save, because with the CV pod, I think,
Yeah,
you get 20% off.
the best deal yet.
20%. Spend 100, save $20.
Yeah.
I mean, most of you losers, that's probably 2 hours of your work.
Yeah. Most of the losers that listen to this show probably understand completely. I mean, look at these racks, dude.
Yeah, that's a nice rack right there.
That
You
is
could
a nice
put
rack.
that on top of your Subaru and put your skis
Dude,
on
you
it.
know what? I might need to talk to him about making me a rack for my fucking Subi.
For discs.
Yeah, be sick.
Just 200 discs on top of your car.
Uh,
There you go. Use code CVPOD and you'll get 20% off. Go support all of our affiliates. They're good people and we back them 100%.
yes. Can you imagine the lesbian limo riding around with a fucking 200 disc rack on top of it?
You get rear-ended and they just fucking fly everywhere. I was rear-ended last week. Let's talk about that for a second. Let me be selfish and talk about my
Yeah,
car
dude.
accident.
Took one up the rear.
Took one right up the rear on the interstate, dude. Nothing scarier than like coming to a dead stop and then watching in your side mirror someone not stopping and you just having to brace. And it just destroyed my fucking car. Pushed me into the vehicle in front of me. Totaled my car out. There were discs everywhere. There were like 4 discs on the interstate. I had to like step out not into traffic really, but god damn, it sucked.
Tell him about our new what's it called, David? That
What
fucking
is it?
that thing you left in the fucking back of
Oh,
your-
the interface.
yeah, new interface.
So some podcast equipment. McCully found us a good deal on an interface. The transaction happened at a disc golf course that we played the Wednesday prior to the wreck. And I took the interface and stuck it in my back hatch. And but like in the very back where almost the bumper would be. And just never took it out of the car. Fast forward to Monday, I get rear-ended and my car's at the impound. A few days later, I'm like, holy shit, I got to get my stuff out of the car. And that interface is in there. It's probably destroyed. Well, I get to the where it's at the wrecker service. And I look in there and it's literally the interface. I could see it. I don't know what shape it's in. It looked solid from what I could see, but it's literally pinned between like the metal of my back trunk and the fender well. So there's no way of getting it. So it may be work. If you guys are in need of an interface, you can go to this garage in Knoxville and there may be a perfectly working one in a 2016 VW Golf. So there goes the interface. What are you going to do?
So the moral of the story is that if there's any time you need to support this podcast to go get another interface, right now would be a good time to support this podcast.
I just got in a car wreck, guys. Come on.
You're okay.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
That's
Yeah.
all that matters. I did feel extremely lucky afterward. Like I was like in a good mood afterwards. I was like, why am I happy? Then I was like, it's probably because I'm happy that I'm not fucking dead. Because I was waiting after the initial impact. For just a couple seconds, I'm like waiting on more cars to pile on top of mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I was in the left lane on the interstate.
Because you hit the person in front of you, correct?
It's always scary.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a human centipede.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
I'm so proud of you.
As the lady was going to shoot out of the car and her face was going to come up to my ass and then the dude behind her and then a Japanese guy behind him. Aren't they like?
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah, okay. All right, moving on though. Kristin announces new signature bag with Latitude 64. Did you get a good look at it? She says the patterns match her new clothing line too. It's
cool looking.
I guess, dude. I don't think they make the coolest looking bags.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're comparing them to a Squatch Pound Grip,
I kind of like the more boxy looking bags.
Do
I've
you?
always
That
kind of
turns me
liked
off.
them. Yeah, I've always liked that. What's the dynamic one? Is it the Sniper? The real
Ranger
boxy one?
or the
A Ranger, maybe it is. That's the one with the great big pocket on the top, right? Ranger bag, yeah. Yeah, see, I like that because that looks like it has a huge, and it could be this putter pocket, but I think it's just like a big pocket on the top. It reminds me of a Ranger bag.
It does. I get the same vibes too.
It puts me in mind of James Conrad's bag, but that's MVP, so completely different company, but still kind of boxy like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not crazy over it. I guess it's because we've talked about before how we wish she could get a legit bag sponsorship. But let's be honest, her contract ends next season?
Yeah.
This is her last season. Last season on the contract with Lat 64. She ain't going back to Lat 64.
I don't know.
think so.
Maybe not. That's true. With the state of disc golf, there's really no telling who would offer.
You know where she's going. You know where she's going.
Where?
Lone Star.
Discraft? That would be.
I mean, you know how they are.
Also would make sense. They acquire the greats.
I do have a theory, but I'm going to hold on to it
really
later. Yeah.
Why'd you even say?
Well, it'll be in this episode.
Okay. I was about to say, come on.
It's like you're such a tease.
No, it'll be in this episode.
She said, yeah, like I said, the pattern matches her new clothing line, which that will be a good segue to her clothing line that she just launched this past week. Did you guys go over it last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but we didn't.
We were talking about the socks in the tuna can.
Yeah.
She does have socks in a can. This men's polo right here, I'm going to check the price. First off, I had to transfer from euros to USD with the Pimento Joe. Nice. Kelly puts his stamp on there. I think he got a little basket in the bag too.
Yeah, I like that.
It's stuck in the sandwich, dude.
We need shirts that say that.
That is cool. Pimento Joe. You son of a bitch.
Okay, back to the shirt.
That shirt is $125 US.
Jeez.
A little pricey. For a. I also saw other. Huh?
Yeah, no
shit. Yeah, it's just like one of those OnlyFans situations. I'm just kidding. Not even joking.
That dude's hot as fuck though.
Yeah. Why she's not gonna use an ugly model to model her clothing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd hope not.
No, it's definitely not. These are all like the whitest Scandinavians.
They said the KT clothes are on clearance right now, though. Because
so use code CVPod at checkout.
because her initials aren't KT anymore. So anything that says KT on it there is on clearance.
And it should be. Let's be real, right? $125 though.
That's not. I mean, I know that sounds, and it is stupid. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking stupid. But like golf polos and shit are pretty expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are gonna buy them. There's actually some of her new clothing lines already sold out.
For real though, like MVP polos like this are like 65. So this motherfucker's twice as much as that. Yeah, that's crazy.
And it just
you're right. No, that's fucking crazy.
I mean, I guess the pattern's pretty cool.
That looks just like the pattern on her bag. She's not lying.
Yeah. So her bag is, I'm gonna say it a third time.
So most of her clothes are Yeah, I heard you say it, but I didn't realize.
No.
Do all her clothes have the same pattern?
Hang on.
Oh, that I don't know.
I'm pulling up her website.
It's the exact pattern on her bag.
Yeah, very close. Oh no, those are
Maybe it
different.
isn't.
Well, there's a jacket with. Well, no, it's got the logo, but not the same kind of pattern.
How many Estonian kroons is that?
Is that what Estonia runs? Kroons?
I think kroons.
They don't do pounds?
Well, the prices on here are euros.
Okay. Or, yeah, so. Never mind. Nobody does fucking pounds anymore. I'm retarded. I mean, I'm dumb.
BC.
You should have seen me Googling this and how hard of a time I had figuring. Like I was like, I don't know what the little E means. It obviously means euros. That's pretty cool. I would wear that.
You sure it's not Vano?
Kind of
could be, right?
That dude's hot.
Golf attire you could wear on the course and at the club.
Yeah.
Haunting fairways.
HazardCreekDiscGolf.com, guys. I didn't plug their website, by the way.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Ascend.
But
so she's got dresses, skirts. That's her stuff. There you go.
Yeah,
the men's polo is expensive. Go buy it anyways because it's Kristin Latt.
What else she got down here? Look, tuna can socks.
Let's talk. I know you've already covered it. Why in a can? What is that?
I don't know. Nobody knows. It's a fucking mystery.
It must be an Estonian.
It has to be like a. I don't know.
It's an Estonian thing.
Maybe it's like if you're an outdoorsman, you've got fresh socks that if they don't get wet, you can fucking change your socks.
When they send you when the government sends you your rations, they comes with socks.
Oh my god, is that?
Yeah, those been out for a minute.
The Wonder Woman, yeah, they just superimposed her face on like Wonder Woman, basically.
Who does stuff like that?
Me.
I would.
I'd love to have my head on a Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
This looks weird.
That's her. That's her new crane, or what's the?
Yeah, the crane, the heron.
Heron. Yeah,
I think that's like
that's her new
country bird. Estonia's national bird.
You know what? And that should be implemented into her designs too, because dude, Estonia is lifting her up.
Yeah,
for sure. What were you gonna say, McCully? What kind of snide comment were you about to make?
Something smart ass.
Go ahead, son.
Probably like, I bet I could eat pimento cheese off that thing.
Yeah.
I would dip that in a pimento cheese. But...
Bite it in half.
Okay.
All right. We'll move on from this. So did you guys see this new arcade game prototype?
I did.
It
looks fun.
Debuted at the KCWO, God damn it, Kansas City Wide Open Block Party. It's called the Discotheque.
Discotheque.
They had this at Chuck E. Cheese when I was young.
Yeah. I could definitely see it for sure. You would think that this would have been thought of before. Yeah, an animatronic mouse.
Kids are screaming.
Your dad's drunk because they do sell booze there.
Yeah, they do. You damn right they do.
They do. That cracks me up.
Some good ass pizza.
Dude.
I don't remember it.
It's shit. It's fucking shit.
Not if you drink enough of those beers.
No, yeah. They got Bud Light on tap.
Oh my god. So what's the concept of this?
It's just the basketball games.
Yeah,
it's that.
But this
okay.
You got higher points in the smaller slots up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
A little 200 in the bottom, and then 100 for the cage hit.
Okay, so the cage hit, how does that account for points? Like, you know what I mean? Does it once it falls through the bucket? I guess it
probably
maybe there's a sensor that's like 100
or
points.
Something, yeah.
Because that one's you don't ever really want to hit that. You could almost take that out and just do holes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
This would be extremely fun.
When you win, do you get to put your initials on the screen?
Probably.
I had a growing up. I didn't like one of my more memorable Christmas gifts was one of those. It was a cheap one, but it had one of them basketball things in my room.
Oh, that is cool.
I had a air hockey table and a foosball table on mine.
Dude, that's sick.
Oh, in 2 in 1?
No, like 2 different ones.
Oh, okay, even cooler.
What do you think? I grew up poor?
Yeah, I think my mom got the combo. Like she couldn't afford 2 of them.
What's a mom?
Foosball's fun as hell.
Dude, I love foosball.
Yeah, foosball is fun.
How many? Like, if you had 10 tries right here, How many 500s are you getting out of 10?
How far is that? You think it's 15 feet or within?
I don't know. It looks like, I mean, that's AB right there, and he's 7.5 foot tall. So
It looks
Look at the formula.
let's say
15, 20
15.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
Okay, so the slot for just the listeners looks like now the 500 point slots are smaller than the 200 point slots. And what do you think? Maybe 3 inches by fucking 9?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
You know what I mean?
I don't really know.
It's hard to tell from this picture.
The 200 foot looks like an AC vent.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
But how many am I getting? Not many. I think I would have a hard time. Someone brought up a good point of think about your hyzer putter friends.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be fucked.
I actually release on a little bit of hyzer when I putt.
You'd have to go for the cage or the
Yeah,
basket.
just baskets.
Yeah.
If I got one of those 500s, I'd be excited.
Out of 10, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I-
just being realistic, not.
yeah. I doubt I'm getting more than 2, maybe 3 if I was lucky.
Well, this is the prototype. My question is, what's the end game? Is he trying to put these in arcades? I mean,
That would
right,
be cool.
what's you can't just sell that.
Nobody's gonna.
No,
You don't think?
No.
Maybe
they'll
not.
people will put their kids there while they go play games, and then come
Yeah.
back to make sure they're not hanging in the chains,
It is cool though. It's a great idea.
bound by chains.
bound, that's bound by chains. A
Your
child
kids hanging upside down.
your kids hung upside down in the fucking discotheque chains. And then he falls down to the bottom and the conveyor carries him forward, screaming, crying.
The only thing that make this more like disc golf realistic if there's like a robot female outside the cage that just rejects you every time you talk to them.
Yeah, real cool.
What are you playing? Frisbees?
Yeah. I had the same thought. I keep seeing those Legends of the Chains card games. It's like what is it, like Magic but disc golf?
Oh,
Imagine trying to pick up a girl and then telling her that you're into that Legends of the Chains. You don't stand a fucking not just disc golf, but you're like, well, it's like a fantasy kind of card game.
Never has there been a drier pussy than when you tell a girl that you play a card game that's based around disc.
Fantasy themed.
I've got this
Yeah.
3-star Zach Melton.
It's like a mix between Dungeons and Dragons, Magic, and disc.
No shit.
You can hear the pussy drying.
It's Calvin the Powerful. You don't understand.
Calvin the Powerful.
Whatever.
Uh,
Emily Rex. Her character is like a
yeah, I seen that
Dinosaur.
one, yeah. Oh, God,
shout out to Legends of the Chains though. I'm all for growing.
for real though.
Definitely.
It's probably fun.
And shout out to Discotech because
Yeah, dude, that's a great idea.
it's fucking awesome. I would play the shit out of this. I watched Owen drain a few of those 500 pointers.
I wonder if the white things are. I guess that's just to slide the disc back down to the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there thinking, man, what you could skip them in the 200s, guys.
You might be able to. I watched him bounce off that into the 200 slot.
Really?
So you could even use it for a bank shot, perhaps. Pretty cool.
It's cool. Yeah, it is cool.
Moving on.
This one cracked me fucking up. I'm sorry.
The brother-in-law, the Raptor brothers. What is it? The Raptor brothers. They have a new signature discount together, a new signature Raptor out, and their promotion for it
It's great.
is great. Yeah, just superimposed Ricky and Paul's faces on the
Step
Step
Brother.
Brothers.
It is not even. I mean, the picture's great for sure. Pictures,
Got a good
dude.
giggle.
Like they kind of did Ricky dirty because they didn't get his face exactly right. Like
Yeah,
it's still a
kinda long.
mix. It's still a mix
Yeah.
between him and whatever dude's name is.
John C. Riley.
Yeah.
They gave him his hairline too.
Yeah, they did Ricky a little dirty, dude. His chin's way too long or something.
They had to make it fit.
He hit that ricochet.
Ricky shit.
Did you see the other picture they posted?
I don't think so.
Hang on.
Great promotion. Though.
Oh,
Come on, what are you doing, Step Bro? You don't turn your back on family.
that's
What the
shitty.
fuck?
Damn. Who's that dude on top?
Yeah, I'm glad Gibbs is on the receiving end of that.
Why do I gotta get plowed? Why am I the one that's stuck?
And
Let's
there's
just
no way
look up-
Discraft posted that.
First off, I don't fit underneath beds. I'm not.
Did you
getting
not-
stuff underneath the bed?
Did you not see what was on your back? Dude, there
Mm-mm.
was glops of pimento cheese on there.
No, put it back on there. Let's see.
You want me to?
Yeah.
I don't see any pimento cheese. What the fuck is all this pimento cheese
I
talk?
don't know. He's all about it, dude.
While we're on the subject, though, someone turned me on to pimento cheese sandwiches with chili.
Yeah.
Good.
I'd eat that.
Yeah, solid as fuck. For people, I mean, like 12 people like pimento cheese. You have to be over the age of 50 to like pimento cheese.
That's not
usually.
true.
Yeah, well, you like pimento cheese. That's about it.
Well, anyway, let me say this about the brother-in-law, because this is what cracked me up. Did we just this was their post that Discraft put, said, did we just become Raptor Brothers of disc golf? Yup. This isn't just a collab, it's the Catalina wine mixer of discs. That cracked me up for some reason. It said prestige worldwide, karate in the garage, sold separately. And I know the Step Brothers is kind of played out to a point because everybody loves it, but
It's still referenced today, though.
This was great, though.
Yeah, that was
The
a great.
picture's good.
Discraft's on it with that promotion.
Their marketing is just.
Why does Ricky
marketing
look
is
so
great.
weird?
I don't know.
He just
looks
looks
like,
disgusted.
No, he looks like what's his name that played we were just talking about him not long ago. That played American Psycho.
Christian.
Bateman?
Patrick Bateman in
Oh,
yeah,
Christian
Christian Bale
Bale.
in the mechanic.
yeah.
Oh, when he lost all that weight?
Yeah, don't it kind of look like him, or am I crazy?
Maybe. I don't know.
I just can't get over Ricky with curls.
It is funny.
Oh my god.
Well, there you go. What else you got?
There's
Speaking
one
of
more.
curls, God,
Yeah.
what a good. This rolls right into it. We just have a question for everybody. Has anybody ever seen Joey Buckets and Haley King in the same room at the same time?
Dude, that threw me for a loop seeing Joey Buckets without the bucket hat. I was like, I didn't know he was redheaded.
No, he just looks like a blonde-headed guy.
Yeah. I
Those
screwed it.
glasses go hard though. I
Yeah,
would wear
those
yeah.
those.
glasses are great.
I do.
How's he going to change his PDGA name to Joey Buckets? Add a picture of a bucket and then go bucketless like
That
shortly
is-
after.
I don't know, but I'm glad he did, dude. He had to gain. Like that flow is fucking flowing, dude. I mean, I'm letting my curls flow, but that's nasty. He's got one that's hanging down.
That one
almost-
in the front means
Yeah,
nobody
that's
puts a
so
baby in the
thick,
corner,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, it does a lot. that is very Swayze-esque curl right there in the front, ain't it?
Dude, but yeah, that's they look pretty similar.
Yeah, I wish he did a visor like Haley King did.
Gross.
Maybe
With
he
the
will.
curls fluffed up over
Joey
top.
visors.
Joey Visor?
Change it up.
God, he'd look like. Never mind.
All right.
I don't like visors.
I ain't gonna support anything Casaplast until they make a statement on one
Oh.
of their players, Abigail Wilson.
But wait, before we get into that, this weekend, the whole Casaplast thing, Buckets, hole 2, I think it was round 1, because I think he was on the feature card, right? First round?
Yeah.
Okay. He's sitting on the tee pad, and the camera's on him, and he don't realize it, and he's sitting there showing somebody his fucking destroyer. And he's like, look at it. Like, he's proud of it. I think it was like
Wow.
a Avery Jenkins destroyer. It was yellow, and he's showing it to him. I'm like, ooh, I bet you Castaplast hates that look.
Probably not.
Because, I mean, they know that they throw other discs. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
They're
But,
all-
like, just, like, showing your buddy and smiling real big as your Avery. I think it was either a destroyer or a Wraith, one of the two. But
Okay.
it is.
But that's like a staple in PS
Yeah.
bags. You
yeah.
know what I
And
mean?
Yeah.
he threw it, like, every hole. So it was like very, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, he's throwing that end of a disc.
Yeah. And they're just watching like,
Yeah.
Braden Sides does the same thing with those
least-
are race that they're throwing.
They should at least wipe the stamps.
yeah, I
think
think
it's
that's
fair.
fair.
If you're on Team Castaplast and you're throwing in of a wipe the stamps.
Yeah.
They're allowed to throw, I think it's, don't quote me on this, it's either 1 to 4 molds is what I'm going to say that aren't Casta.
Yeah, I know that, but still wipe the stamps. It's just a bad look.
especially if you're throwing it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I knew that he could throw them. Oh, damn.
I would wipe the stamp and draw with a Sharpie Castoplast on all my discs. Falk.
Okay.
Yeah. Caxi.
Cax.
Cax. Show me
Got
a cat.
This is a cax. 12 feet cax.
All right. Let's move on. I saw this picture on Disc Golf Humor. Someone posted. They said the city didn't ask for advice and built us some, in quotations, T-pads. And oh my God, these T-pads, I've never seen something so pathetic.
Is that your whittle T-pad?
It's hard to tell exactly how big those whittle T-pads. You can't even say T-pad without throwing the whittle in there. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
They're probably
Imagine James Conrad trying to run down that bitch.
No, dude. He couldn't play there.
What if they only made them that small because they didn't have enough mulch to go around big ones?
Size doesn't matter.
We don't have enough
Play
mulch.
with it.
We have plenty of concrete.
Yeah, we have to make them small. We don't have all the mulch.
Yeah. I mean, that's for people listening. That's probably a fucking 2 foot wide by 4 foot long T-pad.
Maybe like 20 inches by 3 or something. It's tiny.
The city took it into their own hands, made these T-pads, 18 of them, presumably, and was like, "There you go. Have fun at your disc golf course, you fucking losers. Here's your whittle T-pads.
Here's your whittle T-pad."
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what a waste.
What is this, a center for ants? Thanks for thinking of Zoolander.
I mean, just what a waste.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Maybe it's in a mythical land with trolls.
Yeah.
So they're
Maybe
just
this is
tiny
part of
little-
that fucking card game.
Yeah. This is Legends of the Chains T-pad.
Maybe fucking the wizard fucking
Maybe Arson the
wizard.
elf.
Be a halfling T-pad.
It is a halfling T-pad.
The wizard Ezra shrunk him or something.
Yeah. It prompted me to ask our followers and I guess some of the listeners how many times or different occasions where Parks and Rec did some work for them, either with design or course maintenance, and fumbled big time. My first example, my personal example is Gibbs. You can attest to this. Years back at my local course, they took the number plates off the bottom of the baskets, right at the bottom where they're perfectly visible. Helpful, hole 1, 2, 3, 4, and they moved it for reason. I think it was for mowing. People kept hitting it with the mower. The city kept hitting them with mowers, and maybe weed is eating up too much weed eater string, perhaps. I don't know. And they put them in the fucking basket.
Metal signs.
Metals. Oh yeah, good metal signs. What, like 3 by 6, whatever, little signs, and they would chunk up your fucking discs whenever you made a good putt.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it would take chunks out of it.
Yeah.
Mach 3s, so the chains weren't slowing shit
No,
down.
dude. No.
It was the sun that was keeping it in.
Absolutely. Sometimes if your disc would stick in onto the sign, you're like, it counts. It's held up by the basket.
And you know what corrected that?
What's that?
Kenny went down there and said, "Fuck this." So he took his drill down there and moved them all, put them back on the bottom. They've been there ever since.
Fuck your weed eater string.
It's wild. That was a good example. Like,
Yes.
it literally fucked your putters up.
So basically, they didn't ask disc golfers. They just went out of their way. They thought, they didn't know any better. Honestly, they didn't do it to fuck with us. They just didn't know any better. Put it within the basket, and ended up being a big no-no. But I'm going to go through a couple different examples that people. This is from formerly known as Twitter, X. Crunchy DG said a guy with zero course design or disc golf experience had final say on a small 18 hole that runs through a mildly busy park. For whatever reason, his design on hole 18 has a shelter and sidewalk within circle 1, and the clear route is a spike forehand 250 foot over hole 10's fairway. So right off the bat, crossing fairways, which is dumb shit. Yeah. And then has a shelter and sidewalk within circle 1. That sucks. But you could also make this sidewalk shelter OB and kind of add a little fun.
I mean,
No?
I'm assuming to have to be, right?
I mean, I don't know. Lame.
Yeah, that's a bad decision.
Bad decision. Matt White Disc Off said there was a hole that was widely a favorite on a local course, but occasionally caused errant throws near and occasionally in a hold on. Let me restart. There was a hole that was widely a favorite on a local course, but occasionally caused errant throws in near and occasionally in a neighbor's yard. She was adamant and the course would be she was adamant that the course be removed, but the city just moved the hole and the new location is far less interesting. That sucks.
Yeah, that's losing a good hole.
That does suck.
There was a lot of comments on that one too. Like I guess it was a pretty unique hole, like a 600-foot, a wooded 600-foot, like par 5.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate, but you also can't blame the, this were going in her yard. I guess she didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe
don't like
it's
people
hitting her
coming
dogs.
I don't like people coming in my yard either. Like if I had a yard, a fenced-in yard, and people were just jumping the fence all the time, it would piss me off.
For sure.
I would be like, hey, I'd put a sign up and be like, hey, I'll return them to the pro shop, or I'd put a drop box outside of my fence or something. Yeah. I mean, I don't like people. I mean, I know I'm the old man, get out of my yard or whatever. I don't like people coming in on my shit.
Oh, understandable. I don't either.
But yeah, I would build like a drop box or something and be like, hey, just come back tomorrow and I'll put them in there. Whatever.
Rather unfortunate. Berg Nerd said mowers have smacked baskets sideways and slurped up turf tee pads. Interesting choice of words was slurped there, but yeah, that is always annoying.
You know what else they have on this course? Fucking gators.
Really?
Yeah.
Down there in Texas?
Texas. I guess they got gators in Texas.
I guess they have everything else. Of course they have gators in Texas. They're probably armed. The gators
got guns.
They hate abortion.
The fucking animals have guns here. And they hate abortions. That's for sure. American Dan said T-sign posts in the front right corner up against the T-pad. That's bullshit, dude. A 4x4 just like right at the end of your T-pad.
That sucks, dude. Right
Absolutely.
where you're swinging, right hand, back hand.
People are hitting their hands on it.
Yeah, that's awful. I'd rather have them little bitty T-pads than a fucking big T-pad with a post right there.
Ken Climo, not the real Ken Climo,
Whoa, you don't know.
That's true. As far as I'm concerned, this could still actually be Ken Climo trolling everyone. And then like go into his other account and being like, that's not me, that's an imposter. So this would be kind of cool if it were true. He said we have homeless people all over our courses here in Clearwater. Of course, because Ken lives in Clearwater. Yeah. I wanted to walk up to the homeless disabled veterans and sing the Star Spangled Banner before every tournament to kick things off. Parks and Rec director shot it down and kicked them out. Dude fumbled at human decency. Piece of shit. Thanks, the real Ken Climo for that. That is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, he was trying to go out and help, like, pay his, homeless veterans some respect.
Yeah. No, like, no Star Spangled Banner here, buddy.
Yeah.
No, with that nasally voice. Nasally, you get it?
That's true. Come on, dude. Don't say that about the champ. I do like how they added the weird nasal thing in on the design for his new Climo.
Yeah, I do. I like it. Might as well.
You got to. That's what he looks like. And also on Instagram, Hitting Chains commented hole 5 at Kiwanis. Now you can attest to this, McCully, because you played Kiwanis recently, right?
Yeah.
It's a course in Morristown, Tennessee. They said that they cleared some trees. They put in a new fire station / fire training that encroached on hole 5. They took down so many trees in doing so. Now we have a giant bare hill and the shore is just a straight shot.
Did they state Kiwanis or a Frank Lorino? Because that's Frank Lorino.
I'm lying then. Frank Lorino, rather.
Yeah.
I don't have the screenshot saved.
No, so that hole was beautiful. It was like uphill, bunch of woods. So if you try to flirt with that inside line to skip in, you go in the woods. And then one day they're like, we sold that land. They cleared it all out. So now it's just a big ass hill with a fire station on it. So
fuck fire safety.
Yeah, dude.
Be cool about fire safety.
Only you can
Tennessee.
prevent forest fires. Or
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Well, they're preventing fun. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure.
It's not fun.
Preventing good disc golf.
Yeah. But anyways, that was
I don't know. I'm never against taking trees off of fucking disc golf.
oh, come on, it can make it whole
No,
worse.
I'm just joking.
You're like, with less trees, fucking right, dude. Yeah. Definitely relatable for us amateurs. Tina Oakley found buyers for well sacks.
Who is it?
She hasn't stated yet. She's still it's in the infancy of their, deal.
It's Seth Muncie.
It's Seth Muncie. He also is going to well sacks too.
It's probably fucking foundation.
Yeah, very well could be. She didn't specify yet. It'll in the coming weeks we'll find out who it is. Kind of an end of an era.
It's still going to be well sacks.
Yeah, it'll still be well sacks, but it's not the
stupid
Oakleys.
to
They were
change the
in
brand
this
name.
world.
Yeah, and that is fun. I mean, they were handmade. Like
Hand
she
stitched.
did it in the RV while they were on the road. That is a really cool story, honestly.
Yeah.
What if Temu buys it?
No.
The quality is going to go down big.
Yeah.
It'd take like a month for it to get to you. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's still going to be like partnerships that they did with people, because even like Heiser Creep had some well sacks with their print on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
I wonder if they'll still have stuff like that.
I'm sure not much will change.
Aside from the design itself, the personalization, how you make them,
I think you had it right the first time.
Yeah, that was kind of the big thing with well sacks. You get it because of the prints too. It's like, oh, this one has little pizzas on it.
How many fingers can you fit in a fucking wheel sack?
None, bitch. Go to declip.com. Use
Just
code
one.
TVPod.
Get that 4-banger hammer jammer and fucking chalk. See what happens. Yeah.
Hand field tested by the man who makes them.
Feels like a fucking Muppet up in there.
He makes him talk. I wonder if he has a little puppet show with the clips, the chalk pockets, rather. Funny, I found a chalk pocket on the course at this last tournament I played.
He did.
No way.
Yep. Swear to God.
I saw
I turned it into the lost and found.
He showed it to me when he did absolutely awful during dubs.
Yep.
But
so chalk pockets are out there then.
Oh, that was my own personal chalk pocket that I showed you.
Yeah.
But chalk pockets are in the wild. I'd like to think that person who lost it used our code CVPod.
Pickpocketing them. Take it back.
Hey, you said you were going to mention something about bags earlier. Do you remember? You said I'll mention it later.
Oh no! I didn't know if we were going to talk about the Team Estonia meal or whatever meeting. There's supposed to be some big meeting.
So the disc golf fanatic who is in I guess I can say his name. He posted it. Matthias Voot, I believe.
I don't think that's his name.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then disregard everything I just said. Some disc golf fanatic posted that he got an email that says, this is from Matthias. This is from Matthias Voot. My bad, guys. Hello, disc golf fanatic. Team Disc Golf Estonia invites you to blank this Wednesday, where a historic press conference with a snack lunch will take place. What is a snack lunch?
Snacks.
Carrots and Werthers.
Yeah, probably some fucking pimento
Whoppers.
cheese and goddamn.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Salty fucking. No,
Sardines.
that's not Estonia. Yeah, what them crazy boards everybody calls. Meat,
charcuterie.
Cheese, chartreuse.
Invites you to this location Wednesday, where a historic press conference with a snack lunch will take place. At the event, we will talk about news that has never been heard before in disc golf, in the disc golf world, and that will enrich the sports scene in Estonia in the coming years. Two-time world champion Kristin Latt will be participating as a guest of honor. Now, he posted that, and he's like, what do you think's going on? People are like, we don't know. And then he posted this a couple days later, maybe the next day. The event will unveil plans for the next 4 years, discuss the historic agreement recently signed with the International Disc Golf Association, PDGA, introduce the main sponsor of the 2025 Grand Slam tournament, and talk to two-time world champion Kristin Latt. In addition, the organizers have a few surprises in store. The event will be attended by Team Disc Golf Estonia founding members Matthias Voot, Silver Liepma, Ralph Rogov, and Silver Coot. Silver is a popular name, I suppose. That's pretty much it, though. So we will find out tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, everything that we just said will be null and void.
And the only thing I was going to say, and I'm assuming I'm wrong, but we were talking about it being her contract year. What if the rumors about Innova putting in a European hub in Estonia was true, and that's what they're announcing? And then if Innova moved to Estonia, it'd be hard for them not to go at her hard, right?
Right. Yeah, I like this. This is the kind of speculation I like to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not true, but it'd be
cool.
But
it sounds cool.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, and if anyone were to do it, you would think Innova, right?
Well, I know they want a European hub because, I mean, those hubs, it saves them so much money because they don't have to charge as much to ship, so they can ship huge amounts there and then ship from there all over Europe, right? I mean, it's kind of...
Fuck a tariff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there'll still be tariffs, but instead of silver, whatever, one of those silvers ordering Innova from California and it coming all the way from California and them having to pay all the fees, they can ship a huge amount to Estonia.
You used the example silver.
Mm-hmm. I was going to use I almost used
Matthias.
No, Fanatic's real name.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know his real name. Yeah, interesting though. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, and it won't be anything worth.
Probably mentioning. Not. It's groundbreaking. I mean, it's world
we
shattering.
won't even talk about it next week. We'll be talking about something else. We'll be talking about goddamn candy or fucking popcorn or pussy or something.
You know, candy, popcorn, and pussy. Disc golf last. Real quick before we close it out, I saw a video today of Scott Stokely doing some freestyle frisbee.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on freestyle frisbee? He said that they were doing some kind of thing. I forgot where he was at, but so I don't know if it was like a competition for freestyle or just like maybe just showcasing freestyle frisbee. But that Brian Earhart was going to be part of his team, and he mentioned, you know, he would like to get the younger people in it to carry on the tradition of freestyle frisbee. You see it a lot in like older players swirling, fucking going under their leg and then tossing it to another guy. And
they used to be an all around, right? Like where they played disc golf, they did maximum time, aloft, MTA or whatever they call it. Freestyle was another one, and then the whatever that the one that I really wanted like to play, that
pickleball.
But it's something court, and you throw frisbees. Yeah, you're on a court and you throw frisbee. It's not actually a court; it's just a marked off a grass area.
Okay,
but I can't remember what, disc court or something like that.
Double disc court.
Yeah, that's it. Double disc court.
Discotheque. No.
And it sounds super fun. Double disc.
I don't know anything about that.
And they would play disc golf, and it was like a decathlon. Whoever did the best and all wins overall.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like, and this is just me bullshitting, but like in the transition between frisbee being a toy and into a sport, that's where freestyle frisbee, like that's kind of where that was. You know, it feels like that. Like it's almost like dudes that stand around and like showcase yo-yo talents, like hula hooping.
This probably showed my age, but I mean, I don't care. Whenever I was very young, still living in Florida, it was like I didn't know what it was back then. I had no idea. I mean, we used to throw a frisbee all the time. I mean, we'd be at the beach all the time. There was a lot of people that would do like freestyle shit.
Really?
Yeah,
a lot. Frizz.
My brother used to do it.
Did you see?
All his friends were into that shit, dude.
Have you ever watched the documentary on it? Like it goes back and shows like how they used to like put the things on their fingernails and spin them.
No.
I watched it at my old job, and it's cool. You should watch it. I want to say it was on like Netflix or something, but it's a great watch. I'll have to find it and I'll share it with you all. We can talk about it. But it just showed like how, like what Gibbs is talking about, like they would gather in like a big stadium and basically have all these different events for sports that involve a disc. It's really, really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the Holy Shot, they talk about that big thing they had in
I do
the
remember
Rose
that
Bowl.
vaguely. Yeah,
That was like
that was huge.
Mhm. That was
So
all
many people in
Frisbee
attendance.
stuff. That was all Frisbee sports.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you because we've never talked about freestyle Frisbee on here. I don't
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
yeah. The thing where they used to put it on their, it looked like a
thimble.
shank shaved down or something that they glued to their fingernail and would sit there and like spin the disc, throw it up in the air, catch it between their legs,
Yeah.
make it still spin. But no, it's a cool.
Well, it's a dying art form,
Yeah.
according to Scott Stokely.
He was in Morristown this weekend.
Was he doing a clinic?
doing
Nope,
freestyle Frisbee clinic.
Freestyle Frisbee.
No,
spreading
he was
the word.
just playing disc golf.
Really?
Yeah,
I
with
don't believe it.
Yeah, he did a clinic.
Yeah, he did. He had to get paid somehow.
If you wanted to meet him, it was $400
What if he was like, and I know it's not true at all, but what if it really was like he views himself as like the star? So he's like, if you even want to talk to me, it's going to be $200.
Come my way, peasant, for 400 shillings.
Yeah.
And make sure you bring your cards with you.
He's spinning a disc on his finger. All right, guys. We've been going on for a little bit, so let's wrap it up. No
What
more to
is
talk
Gibbs?
about.
Gibbs has got a maxi pad in his teeth.
No, dude.
That's 4 hits, dude.
That's
Zen.
4 hits of Nick.
Dude,
He's doing how many grams?
I don't know.
How many mgs you on?
Fucking 12, dude.
He can do 12 Nick right now.
I've got some from Switzerland. Switzerland. I need to bring you. They're like 16 to 20 milligrams.
That's
Ooh,
fucking
crazy. That made me
obnoxious.
puke.
They'll put your dick in the dirt.
Yeah,
No shit.
don't need that to put my dick in anything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
All right, love y'all.
Peace.
Bye.